Because people, most people think,
Jimmy
they want
Valiant.
to jump right to your WWF, because that's what everybody remember, WWF, They think,
Yeah, I mean, we'll get there, but I like all this other stuff. I'm 50 years old, so I grew up.
yeah, I was a territory man.
Big,
Most of my life was spent in territories,
yeah,
and that's what I love, man. You get in that car, drive to the town with a bunch of guys, and just be BSing and booking the territory and talking about everybody in the world and just having a good old time. I didn't drink, so I'd end up being the wheelman.
Yep.
Them guys that as soon as the show's over with, they want, they're gonna start drinking. Of course, just about everybody. I mean, everybody. But I was the wheelman, and once they started having to stop and take a little leak, hey, can you pull over? It's like every 20 minutes. It'd take you a half a night. It'd take you like all night to get back from some towns. But it was the greatest time ever. I'm like, man, I'm in the car with Jack and Jerry Briscoe, man. They'd like drinking away, man. I said, throw your cans in the back seat. I had one in the front, and I think Jack was in the back. And I said, just throw your cans in the back there, man. By the time next day, I had to get a shovel to shovel them out. It was crazy. But that was great, man. Yeah, I mean, you get in the cars with these guys, and man, you'd be talking and playing country music, singing, and whatever. It was just crazy, crazy times.
The greatest time of your life.
I know.
You were a lot nicer. Rip wouldn't stop. He'd make people piss in a bottle or something. So you were.
Oh yeah, no, the wide mouth Gatorade bottle. Yeah.
No, I didn't want him to. If it was in my vehicle, I didn't want piss in my vehicle like that. Now
I didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit. Working with Boogie Woogie, Marcus. No violence tonight. Okay, Jimmy. As soon as I'd walk out, I hit him over the head with a garbage can. He'd start selling on the floor. You had to get the nerve hold on, right?
Yeah, well, we was in Columbia one night. He almost knocked me out. We had like a New York street fight, because he's from New York. So we had a New York street fight. He took his cowboy boot off and swung it and hit me in the head, man. That thing about knocked me out. I was kind of on dizzy street there for about, 10 or 15 seconds. I was kind of wobbling around. I got him back though, man. I hammered the heck out of that dude,
Hey, we were in Puerto Rico in 1989. And they have a battle royal, but you bring weapons in there with you. It's the most stiffest thing. They beat the shit out of you. So Jimmy wants to partner. Hey, brother, me and you in the corner, do nothing. How about you? So I said, okay. As soon as the bell rang, I started beating the shit out of him. He goes, Marcus, what's the matter? What's the matter? I said, you scam me for that money at the fish stand in Indianapolis in 1977. Brother, I'll pay you. I'll double pay you. Just don't beat me up. It was funnier than shit.
Yeah, Boogeyman's classic. I've bumped into him at some signings every once in a while. He's still the same, he ain't changed one bit. He's still the same. So a little thinner, he's kind of trimmed up a little bit.
Vegetarian, brother. Vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian, exactly. But man, what a nice guy. All them guys are super guys, man. I didn't have trouble with nobody. People always saying they had trouble with this guy or that guy. I had trouble with nobody, maybe because I just didn't, I just took, like I said, I kept to myself, I did what was asked of me, and there was no questions, okay, that's what you want, that's what you get, so I went out there, did the best I could every night with these guys, and, I guess it was good enough because they kept putting me in main events, so I guess I was okay, so.
Yeah, you sound like Rip because he was just on that interview with WSI, and it was the same thing. Rip basically got along with everybody and liked all the promoters for the most part, and everybody's like, there's got to be somebody you don't like. You've got to have controversy with somebody, but I mean, for the most part,
not really.
Always kind of said the same stuff.
Get in, get out, don't get hurt, have a good time. You're blessed to be in the wrestling business. You get to go up and down the roads, tell stories. You're in your 40s, you're in your early 50s, you're laughing, acting like a teenager. It's the world's greatest thing. And so what? The promoter screwed you. So what? You had a great time on the 4-hour car ride, the 4-hour back. You're talking shit, telling stories. And then you meet somebody. Well, I hadn't seen Scotty McGee in 10 years. Well, there's Art Cruz. I hadn't seen him for 8 years. And I'm working with somebody else. And you come in and you go right back to the old rats from the old towns in the old territories. What songs was playing? what angles was hot, what drew money, what didn't, who died, who got venereal disease, all the above.
Hey, about right. I didn't know that, about the promoters meshing you over. I didn't care, man. I was like, hey, I'm in the main event. What do you want to pay me $100? Okay, pay me $100. It's fine. I'm just wanting to wrestle. That's all I wanted to do.
Just want to be a wrestler.
Yeah, money came in later, but at that, I was getting paid, pretty decent. I'm sure, most of the guys are probably doing better, but hey, I was paying my bills. I was surviving, and being able to make like he said, being able to make all these trips to these different cities and towns and whatever, that's the greatest thing in the world. What are you talking about? I'm passing a dude out there in 100-degree temperature digging a ditch. Right. Here I am going to be a main event at some town down the road. I'm like, man, what are you
Big gold and a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap, and when it